Hello everybody, welcome on in. How are we doing? Hello, happy Monday. Fingers crossed the stream doesn't crash again. That's the goal, right? Have a stream that goes more than an hour without crashing. I think that's our goal. I think that's probably a pretty good goal to go for. I forgot to turn the camera on, just, you know, I gotta get that going. Let's see, it's probably a black screen. No, wow, it actually worked. Oh my gosh. Hi everybody. Afternoon, good evening, what's going on? Hello, hello, hello. We got the late stream today. Late stream gang, how we doing? Welcome on in, good to have you. Hi, 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 hi. Hello, 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 hello. Oh, what's up, May? How we doing? What's up, sup? Swampire, Sarah Lemon, hi, hi, hi. Rofo, how we doing? Spider, what's up? Lauren, Dot, hi, hi, hi. Hellos. Megan, what's up? Secret Unknown, how we doing? Random Geek, thank you for the 10 months. Hopefully the wedding planning's going well and good luck on the back to school season. Anka, thank you so much for the 13 months. Tacos, how we doing? Welcome on in. Scar, time-lapse music. Yeah, it's on Epidemic. It's a good song regardless. Just a good stream song. I don't use it in videos because I get too many comments of that, but I love it in the background for stream. Oh, how we doing, y'all? I was wondering why this was starting later than usual. I thought for sure I'd missed it already. No, I was super behind on video recording, so I needed to finish this week's video up before I started stream, so I got that done, and then I deal with some contractors at the house and all that stuff. You know, usual just fun stuff going on. The only...
Pleased to meet you.
Actually, I'll do that after this.
Dang, 21 months. Soon to be 2 years and 3 months.
Pleased to meet you.
Megan, thank you for the 21 months. I appreciate you.
Whip, heart suit emoji. I hope you're doing well. Been a long time since I've been able to actually catch a live. Baby snuggles are a great excuse to sit around lol.
Hope, thanks for the 18 months. I appreciate you. Thank you. And
hey,
hope you're able to relax and hang a little bit with the little one.
Coming up on 3 years.
Sarah, thank you so much for the 32 months. Thank you. Yeah, housekeeping stuff. If the stream crashes again, I think I've started to figure out what the issue is. I'm doing a little research. I believe that the multi-stream tool in the latest Streamlabs update is kind of goofed. It's a little broken, and I don't have a way to downgrade because it's Streamlabs OBS and they don't let you downgrade without finding a jar online that's not provided by them. So I don't want to do that. So if it crashes again, I'm just gonna not reboot the Twitch, but I will reboot the YouTube. So just as a heads up for that. And we'll see if that fixes it or not for the time being. So it could potentially mean until they can get an actual fix out that maybe multi-stream just won't be happening for a little bit. But we'll see what's going on with all that. Megan, thank you so much for upgrading the membership. I appreciate you. Thank you. J-Bus, how we doing? Welcome on in, dude. Watch so many foot videos that my 2-month-old baby knows your voice. Nice. I'll take it. Panda Posse, hi. Welcome on in. Isaac, what's up? How we doing? Will you be joining the bakery build challenge? Beethoven, I am on Lime Green. I'm not going to be there a whole lot. I've got a lot of stuff going on that weekend, but I'm going to try and jump on for an hour or two here and there. I'll coordinate with some of the dudes on my team and try and jump on when a few of them are around. But yeah, so life stuff's got to take priority, but I'm going to try and be around as much as I can. I feel like it'd be fun to jump in with everybody.
Is the Minecraft experience worth it in London? Headed to London in a couple of weeks.
Ooh, fun. Have a great trip. I thought it was cool. It's a little out of the city, so it's a bit of a travel time to get to it. But I had a good time on it. I enjoyed being there. We weren't able to see everything. It wasn't fully set up when we went, but what we did get to see was cool. I think it all depends on I think it depends on the group of the people you'd get in your group going through everything. So if you're going with friends, I think it could be great. If you're going alone, I think it could potentially be a little hit or miss. But I think overall it was a pretty cool experience, and I don't think it really takes that long. So if you have a free day and you want to check it out, I don't see why not. Carl, thanks for the dono though, and Swampire, thank you for the 3 months. I appreciate you. Thank you. Excess Coffee, how we doing? Welcome on in. There's another thing for multi-stream with OBS, but a fix would be better. Yeah, I could transition over to doing OBS streams instead of Streamlabs as the base, but that I don't really want to deal with moving everything over. So we'll see. But my friends, hopefully what we'll also see here is, if the screen wants to open, is this lovely little build that we've been working on over here. I've been thinking about it. I've been going back and forth a lot on it, of how we can use carpets as spawn proofing things, because I feel like I am wanting to spawn proof as much as I can. So you can see I threw in this stuff up here, and like this kind of going along the edge, like kind of ruins the top vibe a little bit, but we could come through and do a little bit like that. And that kind of helps us a touch here. We don't really have a great option when we get into these carpet types. So I'm kind of at a little bit of a loss. I feel like almost like light gray kind of does a decent job of that. But maybe we just have some really, really vibrant like paint strips done on top of it. Alana, thank you for the prime. How you doing? I have normal OBS. There's a Streamlabs plugin. I'm gonna try it out for my next stream. Yeah. I've done that in the past too, and it was fine. I would prefer to keep things everything in. My anxiety brain very much says do not use the same software for streaming that you use for video recording. My brain is like, I cannot get it out of my brain because I've done it once in the past where I've thought I've hit click record and I've hit go live. I just hit the wrong keybind, and that for me, I caught it a few minutes later, but I was like, oh my god, I never want to do that again. So that's kind of a little bit of why I'm a little like hesitant on all of it. So, but yeah, I kind of want to try seeing if something like this kind of helps. Kind of gives like a cool pop of color from the top, and then it gives a little bit of actually that is kind of cool. Now that I'm seeing it here, I kind of like that little tiny pixel we get of like a little highlight on top. But yeah, we'll see. Hey, Yentel, how we doing? You could use string. String does not spawn proof anything in Java Edition. That is one of the biggest myths you will ever see in the Minecraft space. At least according to Java. I don't know if it works on Bedrock, but I can 1,000,000% confirm that string does not spawn proof on Java Edition. That is like one of the biggest like old wives' tales. It's like it's up there with sugarcane grows faster on sand. Like I feel like those two are kind of up there together. Sugarcane grows faster on sand is definitely one of them, and then the other one is definitely buttons will spawn proof. Neither are true. Or not buttons, string does not spawn proof. Go in a creative world, do like a big summon command to place string over the top of everything and just fly in the sky, and you'll see everything spawning there. That gradient looks even cooler again looking at it after a few days. Yeah, I think it's turned out pretty well. Still on vacation until Wednesday morning. Ooh, fun. Hope you've had a good time. Yeah, I feel like that kind of works out. It's kind of weird, but wait, why am I just now learning this? I feel like I'm living a different reality. Dude, I don't know who like has been pushing the idea that string is a spawn proofing thing. It does not spawn proof anything. It used to very, very briefly in yield and Minecraft days, but it has not been a spawn proofing block for many years. I've seen so many people use it as a spawn proofing block and then post be like, why are there mobs spawning here? I don't get it. I use string. And I'm like, that's why. It doesn't do anything. Kind of like throwing a little bit of that gray in there. I think it's kind of cool. Hey, Stam, how we doing? Pressure plates? Yeah, I'm using a lot of pressure plates. I just don't like how tiled it looks. So we're getting a lot of pressure plates in these. I mean, I could do trapdoors, but I really like the little bump that we have for the trapdoor in the back there, which is kind of why I'm a little hesitant on it. So we'll put all this stuff down for now, and then areas like this, we'll just remove it, but we could come back in and do like a little crimson right there to help kind of round that instead of it feeling very just isolated around the thing. So I do want to texture all of the tough brick that I put in here. I did that right as the stream was crashing Friday, and I just haven't got into it yet, but we'll do that today. We're working on over here. because that gives us it's kind of, I don't know, that color's kind of fun. That gives a lot of crazy color to it. It's kind of cool. Been doing good. Been working on a new terraforming project. First ever mountain. Super excited. Nice, dude. I think the string changed when tripwire became a thing. Huh. Why the carpet? Stop mobs from spawning. Would unlit candles work as spawn proofing? I believe so. Okay, we're just gonna leave that as its own bar because we're gonna be using a lot of it probably. So I kind of want the tough brick to be our darkest block. I don't really want to use deep slate in here, but trying to think what blocks we could throw in with our tough. Kind of lands us to there, and then that. Oh, that goes a lot more blue. And we can go to stone brick. That'll work with the tough brick too.
Hey, for real.
I'm in the process of building a diagonal bridge on a friend's Minecraft realm. I already built the supports and I'm currently working on the actual pathing for the bridge
fun.
itself.
That sounds really cool, Megan. Good luck on it. How big are we talking? How big of a diagonal bridge? Color theory, go brrr. Dude, I'm really not that great at color theory. I would love to be. That's like one of the skills that I really want to be super good at. I feel like color theory is one that where I really feel like I can still learn a lot, like how to bring colors together. Hair on my glasses. But I think that's gonna be a realm where I'm a forever student. Gravel could work. Well, like that, maybe. I don't think cobble works here. I think cobble's too shiny. Like cobble would like fit all the way out there. So maybe a few tiny highlights with cobble, but none too much. Oh, I did want to come back in with, well, I'm remembering this basalt. Wanted to add like a strip of, or just a little bit of lighter basalt. I also textured this back wall in here and just make it really streaky. So it's got that like bone block base, but really streaky. And we'll add some like piping going around it too. Cross a canyon for a future river. Ooh. Does your colorblindness make it difficult to learn? I feel like colorblindness definitely makes it difficult to understand certain types of color theory, but I also think it actually helps with being able to understand other types more easily.
Oh, I also work on mountains, inspired by you actually. I'm going for volcanic range though. BTW, what's the good grass for volcanic hash terrain?
Keep it real.
Across a canyon or a big future river.
GV, thank you for 23 months. And Megan, thank you for the dono. I appreciate that. A grass block for that? If you're planning to put stuff on top of it? If you're planning to put like actual grass on top of it, I feel like volcanic terrain. Part of me wants to say, depending on how recently active the volcano is, because volcanic ash is extremely nutrient rich. There's a lot of nutrients that come out of it. So if you look at places like the Hawaiian Islands, where a lot of that volcanic ash comes through and makes the islands, and then you combine that also with the like lush, or with the winds that bring in so much like all of like the water and moisture and everything that comes into Hawaii, like that is why it's so like lush over there, is because the ash gives a lot of life. So you could potentially just go like crazy with like moss blocks could potentially do it. I don't know. Was he building? We were working on redesigning the Nether into a Cyberpunk city. So we're giving it a shot. We're still figuring out a lot of the style guides and everything, but I'm starting to like it. I think it's starting to come together fairly well. I feel like if you want like a recent volcanic eruption, my brain's still on this. You could almost go for some sort of like a... Part of me wants to say you could do podzol or mycelium. I feel like mycelium could actually go kind of hard.
Keep it real.
First time I'm able to catch a Monday stream in a couple weeks due to a new job.
Dinomosaurus, thanks for the dono, dude. I appreciate you. Welcome on in. Hope the new job's going well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This guy right here, I kind of want to just do like a little... I don't think if everything is noise, then it all just looks like noise. So I think we have some points that are just brick. I think that actually helps us a touch. Oh, all of this probably does not need to be that. We can just... I'll go through to save myself some tough, and we'll just turn all of that into stone. Yeah, let's do that now before I forget. Really enjoying this style. I haven't seen anything like it with color. I'm taking a lot of inspiration from Taco Squad. They do a lot of builds on Instagram and Pinterest and all that, and so I wouldn't say I'm the one defining this style. I'm very much trying to move forward into my own way with things that I've learned from others. So I think we can come up with something really, really cool here, but I do want to make sure credit's given where it's due. A lot of what I've learned here is from studying builds done by Taco Squad, among a few others. I'd say Taco's probably the number one. Oh. This is going to be an absolute pain in the butt to make in survival, though. That part, I'm already fearing. Part of me is kind of just like rip the band-aid off, get going on it. Just like get started on it. Oh, I can do like up and down, right? They share.
Pleased to meet you.
Oh, but I only have this.
What are your other plans for builds in this city? My suggestion would be a factory for the airboats.
Yeah, Kex, a factory could be really cool. I want to get some more shorter buildings that kind of like stack up into larger ones. I don't want to just do like floor to ceiling structure. I want to get some more variation to it. If we can get this figured out a touch more today, I would love to get like this whole orange guy textured. If we can get the orange to the green, like this whole building here finished on stream today, that would be sick. Yellow, I'm still kind of playing in the idea of like re-envisioning how this works down here. And I've got an idea for how I want to like surround the tree in this point. So we might take a stab at that for a little bit. But I really want to have like this big, like kind of grand parkway. It'll almost be like a lava river going up the middle and then like a ring around the tree. So the tree's still most likely going to be like sitting in lava. We'll see. What about buildings hanging from the low ceiling above this one? Oh, like buildings from up there. Maybe from like this, but I'll be honest, most likely not. Maybe. I'll leave it open, but we'll see. Where have you been in Italy? I've been to the Tuscany region, been to Venice, I've been to Cinque Terre, Rome, Florence. I guess that's in Tuscany region. That's most of it. The Nether is a spaceport. It's kind of like Cyberpunk City, space agey is the goal we're going with.
Pleased to meet you.
7 more to go for new tree. I wish you a good stream. I'm gonna head to bed, so for you and chat have a nice one. Smile.
Yentl, thank you for hanging. Thank you for stopping by. You good night, all right? We'll see you later. We're gonna need a lot of tough, dude. We're gonna need a lot of tough. It's starting to look good, though. I like that. Outer space theme would totally be built in the end. The end does serve outer space. I feel like I wouldn't want to do that, though. Mostly because of how many people do like space stations and things in the end. I'm like, it definitely serves like a good point for that. Like it's got a good. Do we want to go cobble? No, I don't. No. But I don't know. I just don't enjoy building in the end. Building in the Nether is one thing. Building in the end is just... Actually, I want to reverse that because that light source is right there. Make the light source feel a little stronger. We just surround it with brighter blocks. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really enjoy the end right now. I think the end is a very unfinished dimension. And it, like, never... The end has never been in a good point in Minecraft.
Pleased to meet you.
This is looking great. Reminds me a lot of Taco's builds.
Yeah, I've been taking a ton of inspiration from Taco. Massive. They were in stream on Friday, but absolutely massive shout out to Taco Squad. The end does a good skyboxer space, especially with the end flashes. But yeah, I find the end is it's very annoying to build in. And there's just not a whole lot of... There's no inspiration for it. If you ever want to do something in the end in Minecraft, you have to find out how to do it all yourself. Like there's nothing really to base off of. The end, like Cheese Land that you walk through is just like, it's not inspiring. There's nothing really that like in the end that makes me want to be like, oh, I want to be in there. There's nothing in there that makes me, ugh. It's not. It's just not good. It's just not good. What build style is that? What build style is this? It's kind of going like Cyberpunk. Very much like Cyberpunk stack houses. I've got a fun idea for a future giant Nether build in my forever world, but I have no inspo yet. Yeah, after I did the tree in the end and I did the glass storm underneath it, I kind of was like, I don't really want to do anything out here. I very much was like, I'm not coming back until Minecraft makes an end update. like I don't think y'all will see me doing anything in the end until we get an update. Oh, I put netherrack down here just so I could save some blocks. Where can I kind of want to do like a bright pop right here. I don't know why jungle wood is making me think bright pop, but what comes close to jungle?
Pleased to meet you.
Already love the city.
Do a little copper. Suppose copper. I think a copper is what I was going for. I just had jungle in the hotbar. Chicken King, thanks for the 2 months, dude. Appreciate you. And also Lord Andy, thank you so much for the 3 months. I'm doing fairly good today. I got a good bike ride in this morning. So that I'm trying to be like a lot more on top of getting my butt on the bike and going and doing all that. And so that's been that was nice to be able to get out there and get to go work out in, which is cool. Let's see. What could we do here? How could we do hanging signs maybe? But hanging signs don't render from far away. Okay, any super smart person know how to make the signs and things render from farther away? Is there any way to do that? Or are we just out of luck until better extended entity rendering mod blah 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 gets updated? It's like that kind of ruins that. I mean, it doesn't look great regardless, but hey Crypto, how we doing? Welcome on in. I guess I could just kind of go with like there's a mod. There used to be a mod, it's no longer updated, called Better Extended Entity Rendering Distance, BEER for short. I'm just gonna stack this. But they stopped updating. The mod dev decided to call it quits a while ago. Which was a big bummer. Use a copper bulb? Yeah, you could use a copper bulb. It's just so big though. That kind of works right there. I want this up here. Where's my I want this guy to be. I feel like the front here needs to be deep slate. Then we can do bam, 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 bam. Just give it a little bit more of a supporting arch. What build are we playing today? It's gonna go in the Nether. Big tree, city. I suggest you go in southern Italy and in the islands too if you're going back. Yeah. My wife definitely wants to go to Italy again at some point, and I'd be very, very down. Oh, J-Bus, thank you for linking that. As additional options for editors. Oh, that's great. Okay, I'm installing that after stream. Thank you. I didn't know that there was a new update for it. But that's great news. Also, I saw this being used by somebody with the gray glazed concrete or glazed terracotta, and I was like, oh my god, that actually looks really good. So we're trying to do that in here too for some funsies. From a distance, it looks really, really good. And then what was I using? Oh, this was like an in-between. Okay. Yeah, I'd seen some people with like crazy render distance on those, and I was like, what mod are they using? I can't figure it out. That's good to know that there is one. I kind of like that for the front. What should we do this archway out of? I feel like we need to figure out something fun to do back in here. I'm okay with it just staying as black concrete, like for the backdrop there. I feel like that could kind of just work. But I feel like I need to push it back a few blocks. That's kind of where it feels just like a little too like in your face right now. resin. A big orange archway there. I hadn't really thought about that. Potentially. We'll cover this with some more machines and things. Give it a little bit more, but... Is Medieval City Project over? If not, I suggest you add a church or something like that. It would fit very well. I don't build churches. I've talked about it a bunch before on streams, and I don't want to get into it again right now, but you will never see a traditional religious structure in my worlds. If I'm building anything that could be like a religious connotation or whatever to it, that'll always be something I make up myself. We might have some things that are like inspired by like cathedral architecture, mostly just the Gothic architecture, but I don't build churches anymore. You could add a tunnel to your other portals. Yeah, that's the plan. The plan is to bring all of the portals that are up above down here. Warpshire, kind of like Yorkshire. I feel like we had a really good name on stream a while ago, and I can't remember what it was. Resin with shroom lights and copper trap doors in the archway. I feel like resin is going to be way too bright. I don't know if I don't really want to draw attention to this point, I guess. Like, I don't want it to be like, oh my god, giant orange archway, then black in the back. So like, I don't know. I'm kind of not, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think we could do some resin detailing. We could try some like resin piping over here. That could be kind of a fun way to do a little bit of resin. We have like something going on over here. Like that. We can have it connect into something else, but then we could always take like some chains. Name it something with striders. Yeah, I can't remember what it was. Won't draw attention to it. We'll draw attention to it if it's all resin. Yeah. I think like a little pop, like a little like that's kind of cool. Like having a little orange pop in there. Granted, all that orange concrete is making it disappear a bit. But I think that could be cool. I don't think doing like a whole big massive thing. Have you seen him taco squads? Yeah, Matt, that's like my whole Pinterest board, which I typically pull up on stream for these ones. My whole Pinterest board is like all his taco squad stuff. That up. Usually have that side monitor. Maybe use ladders or bamboo trapdoors for yellow highlights on the orange blocks. Oh, like out here. A little bamboo instead. Work. Kind of ties into the bamboo down there too. I want this to be like a tank. Like that. But then like we take this space right here. And let's grab our walls. Let's go with dark. Let's go with blackstone. Why not? Why not? Honestly, just something like that kind of looks decent in itself. Don't hate it. It does feel like it needs to come out a block, but maybe that's okay. What have you set it into the wall? Like the resin piping, or what do you mean, Rufo? Fire and glass in the tank for movement. We could do like some, let's go gray. And then let's get some soul soil. Flint and steel. The way it gives off a little light too, which is kind of fun. But then yeah, you get that like movement in there. It's kind of cool. Yeah, I like that. The pinkish copper stage could look nice in the archway. Yeah, we could do like the... You're talking about like the second, this one. Wax exposed. I think I want to move this back. I think I want more depth. I think this'll help us. And we can let's send you back. We'll work on smoothing out the archway a little too. And I like this rail that we have going in here. I'm kind of inspired by what Bars has been doing, and as in making a rail system like through the Nether. So I was kind of thinking that like we might have some sort of a rail network that I can use for moving myself around if I don't want to fly. Thinking like innately building some sort of a rail network that would like take you along the city streets could be kind of cool, or even like a raised monorail thing. I thought that could also be a fun vibe. And we also have kind of our monorail station right here for this Nether portal. But Strider's Warp, I believe we talked about as Warped and Crimson districts. Warp City, yeah. Yeah, the Warped and Crimson districts I think we talked about. I think I'm gonna break away from that. Just maybe in like big signs could mark that type of stuff. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Not to brag, but my cat's that's not super into people is sleeping with his head tucked under my chin. So cute. Hey, you know, when you get those little moments with your pets, that's the best. That's absolute best. Kind of like the idea that we just have this archway in here that's just a little... I think this extra depth we get out of it just helps it give the idea that this is like a pass-through. Technically, even though it's like dark and you can't really do anything with it. Bars's Nether is cool. Yeah, Bars has done an awesome job in the Nether. See, glass. Let's grab our light gray glass panes. And then let's get a little tough brick. No, thank you. Oh, I got rid of my glass. Maybe we go gray glass. Yeah, I think gray helps a little bit more. Like gray overworld, gray nether. Strider's warp. I feel like Strider City also has kind of a cool name, has a cool ring to it. Can I ask if not build cathedrals or religious structures is to be inclusive of everyone? I appreciate it. Yeah, the reason why I do it is because I built a mosque a long time ago on my YouTube channel. When I was trying to be inclusive to everyone, and that was the most hate I've ever seen on any single video that I've ever posted. But a few weeks prior, I had built a church, and there was no hate whatsoever on it. So I decided that the internet was not mature enough to handle that, and so I don't need to include it in any of my content. Was the big reason. But yeah, again, not getting into that. The Strider Sector, that's kind of cool. Glow Lichen on Cyan Terracotta, the border. I want to do like, I feel like we could do like some cool something else in here almost. Part of me wants to see if light blue concrete is too much of like a, even just like a little strip of it. Yeah, you can barely tell it's there in the dark. That's kind of cool. Yeah, it wasn't even that the hate was directed at me. It was directed at the idea of what I did. And so I just took that as, okay, we don't need to do that. That's kind of cool. Yeah, I kind of like that. Just like a little subtle color pop. I feel like that gives it a good amount of depth back there too. I think that's the depth that I was wanting. And then if we do just this along here. The reason why I'm doing netherrack is so that I can just not have to worry about bringing materials for it in the nether. I can just go mine it as I'm going. For those like filler blocks in the floor. And I actually, well, big part is that I already have like a billion of it, so. Yeah, it's kind of sick. Just want a royal blue wood type. Royal blue wood would be cool. We need more blues and we need more purples. Blue and purple are just so left behind in Minecraft. It's really sad. That's like one of my biggest things that I'm like so excited for the end update is because in my brain I'm just like that they have to do it. That's what's coming in the end update is they have to give us Those new wood types. Like, they have to give us those colors of wood, because what else is gonna come in the Nether? What, are we gonna get another brown wood? No. Has to be something colorful.
Pleased to meet you.
Who was that? Hey, Feather, thanks for the tier 1, dude. Hope you're doing well. What the heck happened there? What would you prefer first, an end update or a walls update? That's a good question. I feel like if I could get an update that would give me all of the is that too much light back here? I feel like that's too much light. I don't want to draw that much attention. I want a little tiny light source, but I don't want that much light. Anyways, though, I feel like if I could get an update that would give slabs and stairs and walls and polish variants and regular variants for everything, like consistent across the board, I would probably pick that over an end update. But I don't think that needs to be a major update. I'll be honest, that one of the things that I think Mojang could have the easiest possible ever win on is just giving us like a walls, slabs, and stairs and update. Like, that would take them maybe a week, because all of the tech is there. All of the tech is there. All of the art is there. They don't need to do anything other than have somebody copy and rename JSON files and put the textures in and have the room for built on the back end. Like, that is I'm normally very supportive of Mojang just like doing their thing and like taking their time on all of it, but like the walls update, like slabs and stairs update, that is probably a smaller actual update than the Copper Age drop that we're getting. Like, I am a big Mojang supporter. I think they need to take their time to do things and get them done right. But that is one where I'm starting to be a little bit like, guys, it really is not that hard to get this part done. So I think it's more of like an art philosophy that they're going with, why they haven't done it. I know from here that looks very out of place, but we get in here, that actually kind of looks pretty, maybe a little too much. I also, when I come into the Nether, I do play on that higher brightness, so maybe we don't do that. Yeah, let's just not. Keep it all black concrete, it's fine. Adding all this stuff, you need so much more storage space for it. Yeah, but that's what a copper golem's for. Laura, I totally agree with you on that. I feel like copper has gotten so much to it that it's just left. Like, iron's pretty good, because I mean, a lot of what we're getting with copper is just was an iron thing, but the iron, like iron block being one thing, then copper being like, what's to stop us from getting cut iron? Like, we don't need aged cut iron, we just need different types of iron that could be cut down. Like, that could be pretty cool. And then gold has that, and it has pressure plate. Like, that's it. There's nothing. Hey, Sep, how we doing? Feel like they be adding things nobody ever asked while avoiding what the community really wants. I think that is a terrible take. But I would say maybe it's things that you might have not have asked for. But you can't say that the copper golem is not something that the community has been foaming at their mouth about trying to get the copper golem added in the game. Like, there's a lot of people have been wanting the copper golem added into the game since it was announced and did not win the first mob vote. The copper golem is one of the highest requested things for the game. Of the little mobs that they've made, that is. Some raw copper would go crazy in certain places if you have extra orange in this. That's so true. That's true. Yeah, I'm trying to think what we want to do with this building. This guy could be orange. I feel like them stacked next to each other is okay for having... Because, I mean, we have, like, our purpley tones in here. And if we're working around the color wheel, what would a complementary color be for, like... What's a complementary color for, like... magenta? Well, that would... I guess that'd be green. What could work with there? Whip as a dev would be great. I don't believe so. I don't think I'd make a good dev, to be honest. Oh. I think I have a lot of ideas that could potentially help the game. Oh, there's nothing in between those. Huh, okay. Green. Maybe we got a little green mixed into there, so I don't want to do heavy green. But, yeah. I'm a tiny bit burnt out on copper updates, but that's only my inner hipster being a hater because everybody uses it so much. Honestly, I agree with you on that, dude. I'll do a little bit of copper stuff every now and then, but I don't like copper to ever be like the main focal point of my build. I like copper being supporting, but I don't like yellow, green, blue. I mean, we could do warped. We could do like a warped build. We could do like the warped, and we got red down there. What if we did blues? What do we got blues? Because we got warped as our main. We could do stripped warp log. We could warp. We could do dark prismarine. What would the palette work out here? We could go bam, 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 and then for feather, go bam. Maybe it would be... No, that would be bam and bam. And then we need a complementary color that would come out of this. So we could... How could we... What? Ooh, you pink? That... What would this gradient look like? There's really not much to it. You'd have to go through gray. Moonstone, we'll keep that in mind, though. You do a little prismarine, though. I think maybe we could do pink highlights. Would pink work with the blue? I feel like that'd be very delicate shades of blue and pink. I feel like we could do some cherry in there. I mean, that's what the gradient is saying here. I feel like in this one, I want to get rid of that. Deep slate lapis ore. Dude, J-Buzz, I'm playing survival over here, man. I am getting that to build a city out of it. You're wrong, though. You think I can get enough to detail a whole structure? Go through weather copper and terracotta if you want more color. Yeah, we could. I'm kind of digging this right now, though. I'll be honest. I'm kind of vibing with this. Potentially, instead of prismarine, could we... That's... Actually, I'd go to here. Yeah, it's still saying prismarine in there. Okay. What other options do we got? Light gray wool. In terms of color theory, it'd be orange, but since there's less lean towards green, these lean more towards green, it'd be red. Let a man dream. Fair. Sorry for crushing your dreams. I don't know. Does this work? I'm kind of down to figure out how we can make this pink thing work. I really think we can make something out of this. Cyan terracotta is so dark, though. Cyan terracotta would be like over here. Cyan terracotta would be like there. Maybe, actually, no, it'd probably be... It's a lot more muted, so we can use that as, like, some just, like, very dark areas. I hate the cobbled prismarine because it changed color. Yeah, it's kind of hard to use in there. Andesite, though. Yeah, actually, andesite. Let's go andesite instead of prismarine. I think that kind of works. Hey, Lady Kansa, how we doing? No cyan terracotta, but what if we did the cyan terracotta as like the supports? You know? Like just that. And then this is gonna be something. I don't really know what it's gonna be yet, but I really like these lines. I'd love to keep them in there somehow if we can. Yeah, okay, so we've got a color palette in here now. How the heck are we gonna apply this to the building? That's a great question. Yeah, I feel like we can do that in there. Let's start by just changing everything in this. I'm gonna change this base here just so that we can get it out of the way for now. I think just some cobblestone and cobbled deep slate down here can work, and we'll come back and texture it a little bit more later. And then this whole bottom bit, I feel like we kind of need to get a little trapdoor line. Maybe iron trapdoors. Give it a little... It's probably going to be too white. We'll leave this for now, but we can change them out later if we need to. And then for this, I want to just do stone. Because this shouldn't show anything up above. We can come back in and dirty and grime this up and whatnot. Little gray glazed. Oh, light gray glazed. Light gray glazed. Yeah, that kind of works in there. Good little balance of blue and white towards the end. Would mix in well with the pink. Yeah, true. I always forget the glaze work. Yeah, we'll leave that right there. So that's a good note. Because we could do that potentially if we were to say like along this lip. But then we kind of like... Now, how can I make it go here? I guess these ones can just be... So close. One off. A potential. I don't know. I'm going to, though... Hello. We're going to say mask orange concrete here. And we're going to grab a selection box down to there. That should be everything. It really is everything. And then we're going to go paint. And we're going to go with warped. Just to, like, get this whole thing in here. Oh, that's the wrong thing to turn into warped. Okay. You like doing the new type of building? Yeah, I mean, it's fun. It's fun to mess around with things. Even just mix in with the grays and whites. He doesn't have to be all that. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking now that I'm looking at this, it's probably not the vibe. It's too much. It's too much lightness. Takes it. We already have a lot on the windows here, which they're pretty tall windows, but I think I'm just gonna leave them as is. I think it's kind of fine. Okay. Get rid of this hotbar because that was all of the reds that we were using. Okay, we're gonna just go with these guys for now.
Cha-ching!
Here. Yeah, Scott, thanks for the 5 gift memberships, dude. I appreciate you. Okay. Oh, I forgot to grab the direct copy of this. We kind of need to just like pick a few points, I think, to where we want that pink to really shine and come in. So I think like one end pink point being like right here. I'm thinking everything around this, like these, like around the glass parts in here, we need to change that out to something other than warped, but we'll deal with that a little later. Then we can have another one probably stretching through here. And the little tiny guy like right in here. And then they'll like kind of blend out from where they go. And then I like to work in odds when adding the color balance. We kind of got like a bam, bam, bam. So we could do another right along the lip here, like super small. And we need a 5th. I'm thinking we kind of go right down here. Then we can kind of, then if we take these and start blending them going outwards, so we can really come into the heart of it and add in like some really, really pink bits. How do you get Marks in the chat? By talking, being active. If we go with something like this, I think it'll kind of work out well. Oh, and then we need to go back. Oh, that's not going to stay. That would fall. Sure. Let's do that, and then we'll get a little bit of the blue, our bluey turquoisey coming back in. Giving some peacock theme building. Just trust. Process. Trust the process. Sure. See what happens here. And then we can even have a few of those like little gray patches coming through, not necessarily going all the way for our like pink, but just giving a little bit more of the discoloration. Showing a little bit more wear and tear and all that. I think just having a few of these guys around could be kind of cool. And they could have a little bit of this. Yeah, that kind of works for getting our base of those dudes in. And now we need to start really blending that back into here. Dark Prismarine is very dark. I love Dark Prismarine as a block, but my god, does it suck to actually go gather it. It's one of those that, like, I will begrudgingly use it, but I will always try and find, like, a way to, like, reduce how much of it I'm actually using. Because it is just so awful to gather. Back here, I don't know what the heck we're doing yet. That's probably going to be a building that'll come out this way, to be honest, so I don't think we even need to really worry about it. I probably should have painted this whole thing as warped, like stripped warp log instead of the warp plank, because warp plank is kind of one of our darker blocks that we're going with. So we're actually getting rid of a lot of it, but that's okay. Live and we learn. The colors. Perry the Platypus? Where's the orange, Felix? Come on, if you're gonna call it Perry the Platypus, at least know the colors of Perry the Platypus. You think this is some rookie Perry the Platypus imitation? Nah. He's already got a cheese shop in the city. Orange is in the other building. It's Perry. No. They're two different buildings. Perry is not two buildings. Perry's one. Okay. Thoughts, opinions, comments, questions, concerns. I'm now opening the floor to feedback. Art Deco Miami vibes, and I'm not hating it. It's a little Miami. I think the color actually worked out fairly well, especially in the dark. When you just like mute it and blur it all out. I'm concerned Feather doesn't like copper. Thank you for the comment, Coffee. I think this actually works out pretty well. Now we can go through and start the fun process. Now we get to do all of the fun things, like adding in these. Little smoke thingies. Yeah. Not bad, not bad. Looks so much better without Fulbright. Yeah, I just gotta build without. I gotta build without the. And this isn't even Fulbright. This is 250%. But yeah, the goal is for the end city to be seen in this brightness, which is just a little dark for YouTube, especially live streams. So we'll see. Also, as a quick heads up, this is about the time that stream crashed on Friday. So if stream does crash, hopefully we're good and we're fixed and we're going to be fine. But if it does crash, I will be back. YouTube will be under a new link. Hopefully we're chilling here and we don't have to make any switcheroonies. But I just wanted to give a heads up before potential mayhem. We were pretty consistent on Friday, crashing a little above the hour and 15-minute marker. Get it on the same way? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. This ceiling here, I think we can come back through and just add some extra chaos to it. Yeah, is anywhere? It's over here. Okay, question for the chat. Silk Song, worth, not worth? How are we feeling? I've seen some mixed things based off of boss difficulty, but I do enjoy myself a very, very difficult video game that I actually have to practice at to get good and beat the game. But how we feeling? I have never played any of them, aka Hollow Knight. Still haven't played that, but I'm thinking about picking up Hollow Knight and then getting into Silk Song. Worth it? So worth? Okay. I'm like 99% of the way done with Dave the Diver, I think. I'm like super close to finishing it. So once I finish that, I think I've already got Hollow Knight in my card on Steam, and I think I'm going to buy that and then go from there. Streamlabs just couldn't handle the epicness of the builds. Yeah, well. Hopefully they learn how to do it, because it sucks when my stream crashes. When new video? Thursday. There's gonna be a new video this week. Next week is a little more potential. I'm going out of town on... I'm gonna delete that. We'll probably, again, put a building right here. I'm going out of town on Thursday for the long weekend, and I'm not super ahead on videos right now, so I'm gonna try my best to get another one done, but potentially no video next week. Instead of levers, maybe walls here. Yeah, we could do some probably polished tough wall. I'm really hoping I can get a video next week, but yeah, just preparing. Okay. Clear. We need to do is check if any block horizontally touching. No, we want to go neighbor. So we need an and block equal warped, and neighbor is glass, black stained glass. And then we're gonna change this all out to what would be something easier than warped together. I kind of want to see what it looks like with just stone. Actually, just to make sure that I actually did this correctly. Yeah, okay, we're gonna do that. And then this is gonna go to tinted glass. I think that just stone in the back there actually works kind of well. Makes it look like the outside's painted and the inside's still just concrete. That's kind of a vibe. Okay. So tomorrow is Tuesday. Tomorrow is not Thursday. This math system bends my mind. I can never figure it out. Yeah, I have a lot of computer programming experience with like logic gates and everything, and like just the general logic there, and I feel like that's the only reason why the nodes actually make sense. And I actually feel like more about why the nodes make sense is I used to use World Machine a ton, and that's very node based, so I feel like that has really applied into here. I wish tomorrow was Thursday. need to fix up some of these where there's still that warped coming through. Just don't need that next to where the pink is. It's a little too dark. I don't want to wrap the pink around the back, but we can at least give some... I guess I wrapped it kind of in there. It's okay. Yeah, that works. Okay, detailing the outside. We need to get a few more things on here. Want some piping, probably. We need to figure out what the heck we're doing with that. Like, these guys... Still not a huge fan on what we got going on in here. We've got a lot of chains in the middle already, so it's going to be kind of difficult to work with more of that sort of stuff. What if we pretend tomorrow's Thursday? You can pretend all you want. I feel like because we have mostly like these chains going up and down, and this is up and down, I kind of want to get actually some details going sideways. What can we find in the good old inspo? A little bit of stuff. We could do some piping for some more like AC units, but like outside of building piping would be a good wall. Why do I kind of want to try granite? Why do I feel like granite wall could kind of go hard? Like down to like some machine there. And then if we get our little maybe add a different type of light to give the illusion. Yeah, we definitely, I'm thinking a new light source of some sorts in there could be worth trying to figure out. I was trying to think of how we could add some end rods or something in, but we will see. I'm gonna move these guys underneath, I think. Actually do that. I really love using the bone block for an AC thing. Thinking of building a castle city. Any recommendations? Build the walls last. Or build the walls first if you want to limit how big your project can be. But I found for me in my city project, I built the walls too early. And it made it difficult to try and add detail into certain spots, or I felt really limited on some space that I was trying to use. And so I would recommend, if you can, just being a little later on adding in the this. I would recommend adding the walls towards the end. You can put general guidelines of where the walls are going to go, but for the most part, if you're thinking about, sorry, school bus going by. If you're thinking about building if you want to do like walls around the whole city and everything, just give it a little while. Like get some main streets in and then think about doing the walls. You can also repurpose light gray glazed terracotta behind stairs. Light gray glazed terracotta behind stairs as an AC. Oh yeah. To like in the little gap that it can make. That's true. Yeah, you can kind of make it look like a fan of sorts in there too. Huh. Looking at one of Taco Squad's builds. Taco Squad, give me ideas. This is where I feel like this is the point that I want to learn the most, is like how to detail and bring to life a little build. Part of me thinks that these windows are all a block too tall, but I'm kind of committed to just keeping it. I know it's like what, five tall for there, I feel like it's a good vibe overall, but it is also kind of bright. Jungle. We use a smoker as an AC unit. We've already got 1, 2, 3 AC unit thingies on here, so I feel like I don't really want to add more. But potentially. Like them tall? Yeah, I think it definitely gives a cool vibe. That's kind of cool. That looks kind of sick with just the 2 light sources. You can if you cheat. Rofo encouraging cheating over here. Oh, this is where it sucks. We can't do debug stick in survival. Yeah. So build the way in, then add later. I want to build some massive walls with big pillars, so cobblestone and stuff. And I should try any building styles I should try out or vids/creators to get inspired from. For a castle, I mean, I've got a ton of castles on my stuff. If you want to go check those out, you can probably find a little bit over there. Thoughts on potentially like a little like lip coming across here? Yeah, I already don't like it. Meh, never mind. Sea lanterns will look well as a light on this build. Well, we've got frog lights behind there, but they're behind tinted glass, so they're because I purposely wanted this very muted. I don't want it being super glowy. Is there a way to have a neon sign sticking out from the curve section of the building running up and down? Oh, you mean like right here? I was thinking almost like right here, like having one sticking off of this could be kind of cool, but maybe. So if we did this and then we say like it's all glass, let's go with like, let's go cyan. No. I'm gonna go lime green and yellow. Nope. And we got some slab. I guess I already got the slab. Turn the brightness back up. What do we want the sign to be? Oh, J-Bus, thank you. Oh, there's so many banners on that, though. That's terrifying. But now that I know I can get things to render from farther away, I can start using signs a lot more to blur things. I wouldn't do it on the diagonal. It'd look crazy, but that's because I can't build diagonally. Well, my thought was if we go in here, and then we have the end rod. We get a little something. Is that too much? I feel like it's a little too big. I think the scale is a little off. It needs more structure. Doing a neon sign. Attempting. If you put a firefly bush at the bottom, you have to be so close to a firefly bush to get to start spawning particles. So, like, in theory, cool, but kind of hard to implement. Have you seen Taco's end rod whale? I don't think I have, Rofo, no. I've one that I want to try is who posted that picture of they did like the end art? Isn't that Egg? Yeah, Egg did that crazy like light structure of like the person like reaching for something. I was like, that's sick. Like that would be insane to try out one day. To try and do something like that in here. Any tips on how to start a custom village in survival from 2025? Why are you asking me like it's a YouTube search? It feels like such a weird way to ask a question. I might be building a village in this week's video. You can go wait for that. You'll get some answers on how to build a village. I don't know if I love it. I don't know if I love it. What do y'all think? Do we keep it? Maybe we leave it for now. I feel like we spent all this time detailing it, and that is too overpowering. I think that's my problem with it. I think I'm executive decision. I don't like it. Executive decision. I don't like it. It's too much. Gotta use the big text sign for some stuff. Yeah, I have the mod now. Oh, actually, I'm getting that mod installed. Oh, geez. Oops. Actually, I don't want to put that all over everything. I feel like I will lag this place to no end if I put signs on every single building. Love the sign, but not that location. Yeah. Well, now we need to figure out what we do with these guys. What do I want to do with this? What did I do? Here's cyan terracotta. blue grain. Hey, Bars, how we doing, dude? Yeah, it's getting there. Getting there. Got a little red at the bottom too. Give a little bit more. More fun stuff going on. Trying to figure out what the heck to do with this. Love how Suka uses the fletching table behind glass to look like a sign. Oh. Yeah, some of y'all have come up with the craziest ways of using blocks that I'm just like, how did you even think of that? And I'm like, but it works so well. Remember the signs you used in Empire Season 2? Yeah, they're really, really laggy. But I definitely am playing around with the ideas of bringing stuff like that back in. What if instead of the sign we did this? A little bit darker. Kind of ruins the tough to it though. What could go in here? We can just make it look like it loops at the top. You can do the old gates, buttons, trapdoors to look like text. Yeah, we've got that going on over here for this one. Just kind of threw something in random. Then we've got what I really want to do for a lot of the big, like super big ones, is this is just the Minecraft enchanting language of each, like the resin and then the mangrove, they're different letters. So I believe that just spells whip. So I want to do more stuff like that, but just trying to figure out the who, what, when, where, how. Yeah, that works. Maybe an elevator. I do want to do an external elevator on something. I really love the little store we have down here too. This is just so funny to me. Just a little tiny convenience store. You decided to skip the neon sign? Yeah, it was a little too in the face. I think that's okay. I feel like most of this guy here, kind of just want to send it to be stone. Just kind of letting everything just collapse back into the nether for now, but we'll see if we end up changing it or not. This down here, I actually just... I can just extrude all that. We don't need it. Oh, jeez. Really sent that in there. Okay, that should be fine. How are we doing? I'm doing pretty good. Happy the stream hasn't crashed yet today. That's fun. That's fun news. Okay, if I were to grab orange concrete here, just grab a little there to there, bam, painter, stern, cool. That's a little too different of a red. I don't know what it's supposed to be, but that's going to be a little sign. Yeah, make sure y'all click the like button if you haven't already. We've got almost 900 people in here, and we are almost to 400 likes, so I appreciate all the support. So, no interiors? Absolutely not. I'm not building interiors this. Are worried at all if the build will cause issues for your wither skeleton farm, given that you're inching closer? Everything that's over here is going to be spawn proof, so it shouldn't affect the rates at all. And the perimeter I actually dug out on this side is a little too big anyways, and most of the farm being over there, it should be fine. Everything that's within the perimeter will 100% be fully spawn proof. But if the rates get slightly lowered because there's stuff around it that's slightly slowing it down, I'm okay with that. I don't want to AFK in this world. Like, that is something that I want to keep very consistent, is that I do not AFK very much at all in this world unless I absolutely have to. But if not AFKing is getting in the way of doing a build that I really want to do, I'm gonna allow myself to AFK. What do we want to throw in here? I just want this to be like mess of stones. We could throw some cobble. Do some cobble. We can do some gravel. Maybe some clay. Little clay highlights. Like a little bit of clay right in here. I don't know. Why not? A little clay. We get a bunch of cobble. We got our light gray wool here that add it to look like some age coming in. You guys not? You got? I did kind of spawn proof that. Oh well, that sucks. Well, they should have listened. What's this? Futuristic and industrial? Yeah, it's a style that's commonly goes by Cyberpunk. That's been pretty popular in the last little while that I'm trying to get a hang of. It's been really fun though. It's fun to try something that is just totally different than what I'm doing in the hardcore world right now, because I know there's a lot that still needs to be done in hardcore, that we still have unfinished projects, but I was starting to feel a little bit of the burnout coming in, and so I kind of was like, I want to just start messing around a little bit. I want to have some fun. I want to get a new project going that's just something totally different, get my brain to work in a completely different way than what I'm doing currently. And so that's where I've been thinking about doing this guy for a long time. I just never really was ready to get started on it, and now I'm kind of at the point where I'm feeling ready. So doing little experiments on stream recently to see what we want to, how we want to tackle it. Cyberpunk goes back to Akira. Oh yeah, no, Cyberpunk has been around for a long, long time. Like, I'm not trying to say, oh, this is this brand new thing, never before seen. No, I guess, like, look at old school Blade Runner, look at even Star Wars has some inspiration from it if you count, like, all of the brutalist detailing that goes into a lot of it. So there's a lot of ways that it's been around, but I feel like it's definitely like a newer trend in the Minecraft space for people to get, like, just really start sinking their teeth into the build style. A little clean right here. You can put some of these. I've seen J-Bus sent me something where there's a lot of just little bits of, like, these hanging out in front with, like, banners hanging off of them, but I don't want to do the banners because, like, I'm scared. Blade Runner art rocks, dude. Blade Runner is, there's some really, really cool art behind that. Kind of want to throw in, like, a little bit of a darker area. I feel like having a little, like, around this thing, kind of, maybe some heat comes off of it and it's really just started to melt that section down a touch or something. Right there, just a little bit more discoloration. Everything's a little too clean right now. It's too all in the same space. Keep doing this. I keep accidentally clearing the thing I'd planned to, like, keep. I always like to keep this, like, this hotbar has a lot of my detail things on it that I'm using here, and I keep deleting it. Alien also has a cool cyberpunk aesthetic. Yeah, a little bit. I'm honestly not super familiar with Alien, but I'm a little bit of a baby when it comes to scary movies, so I don't tend to do it. Aha! Use that as a double. I never used the double slab. Yeah, I don't do well with scary movies, though, so I tend to not look at too much of it. Okay, we definitely need a light source up there. Somewhere, maybe? Actually, maybe that does work better, just being dark. Not that we're really ever going to be able to see it from over here. It's mostly just, like, a little, like, glimpse as you're coming through. But that's kind of cool. Just show us stream. Are you planning on putting these the next not the next video? No, eventually, yes, but not the next one. A lot of the stuff that I'm planning on streams recently is stuff that will be a very much an eventual project of I would love to have it added into the world, but no part of me is, like, pressuring myself to get it done soon. I want this to be ready when it's ready, and then we'll add it in. But we're gonna go up, chat. Actually, I'm gonna go use the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back. Okay. We back. Oh, man. Alrighty. Could put like a little sign like here. I don't know if this will... Connects enough. Connects enough. Have you seen Mog's Cyberpunk City? Yeah, what he is in the end, right? Yeah, that's really, really cool. Yeah, pretty happy with how it's turned out. I'm trying to think of the color that we can do here. We need to stay away from our blues, because otherwise the ship in front that is a lot of dark prismarine and stone, and honestly we need to kind of... I think we embrace like the lighter color up here. I'll be honest. I think it could potentially work out fairly well. It's going to be a bit of a shot in the dark here. But do we like that being like a sandstone-y? Use red more. Get a little bit of red in here. Eventually. Actually. Yellow or red could make it pop. Yeah, we... What if we do this like sandstone and we add like some bamboo-y sections to it? 'Cause I feel like you can go from sandstone into bamboo fairly easily if you go through birch. We could do that. Like that could be our color palette here. Yeah, that definitely makes it pop. Use the new orange block, resin. Then we even get this as being a little bit of like a darker one. A little bit like that in here. I don't hate it. I think we can make it work. Use oak jungle with a few backwards beehives. I thought you were gonna go for bee nest there, but you know that's okay. We can do that. I thought you were about to ask me, try and get me to go build out of these, dude. I was like, no, those are cheap. I can get those automatically. That's fine. You thinking strip jungle? I feel like strip jungle, strip oak could do it. No, let's just get a copy. We can just... It's like a little bit of it. We're definitely going to be moving away from the sandstone, I think. I'm in Nest, but those could work too. You really make me want to really, really enjoy my time. Jayba, something tells me there's like could be a little correlation between Germ taking forever on making builds and not having too many videos and JBus build suggestions. I don't know. Something tells me that there could be a little bit of a connection between those. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to get rid of the sandstone. Magic select. Paint it all birch. Flip your logs. Oh, you want the oak and then the jungle farther away. Fine, 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 fine. Maybe a little bit of the sandstone actually comes back in, just for like slight bits. Kind of like a little bit of it in here. How much do I want to hate myself? This is going to be the question. Blends better. Oh, just sideways? Oh, you want it to be like that way? Oh, well, that's going the wrong way. My simple fix of... Excuse me, sorry. I'm going to leave that one on the corner because otherwise it's going to be exposed. Maybe, actually, that's probably not the worst of Cyberpunky. Looks like a thingy. Burn the candle. Hey, Rofo, thanks for hanging, dude. You have a good one. How's the planning going? We're starting to get there. I think that's a good way to say it. We are starting to get there. I like it, though. I think we're starting to get some good... Yeah, I think that helps the ship. The ship is definitely popping out a decent amount. Especially when we're at the bright. Gotta get the textures line up. Dude, y'all are so into those little micro details. You can't even tell from far away. Dude, I'm a lazy builder. Come on now. One person's OCD is not another person's OCD. Generally, so delighted to see you doing Cyberpunk style again. Your build style has evolved so much, so it's fantastic to see the growth. Yeah, it's fun. We haven't done any like true Cyberpunk stuff since what Legacy SMP. It's so annoying that not all logs have the same texture direction. So it's a big pet peeve of mine when someone will have an oak log and a mangrove log next to each other, but not flip one of them. That's fair. That's fair. The kids would say you're cooking. I think cooking is starting to age out, though. I think it's all about getting aura now. Right? Or we want to max farm aura. Can any use in here confirm? Lazy Builder says he was casually removing several mountains on a river. Yeah, I said what I said. Yes, we're aura farming. I'm not a youth. I'm getting to the age where I can't keep up with the lingo. Yeah, my wife just watches TikTok, so she gives me the insight on what all the new fun hip sayings are. Then I can just be like, "Hello, fellow kids." No. Nah. My friends over on YouTube side, be sure to click the like button if you have not already. It helps me out a ton. I really do appreciate y'all doing it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. These kind of work together, right? Like some sort of a... Let's kind of go together. Maybe not cyan. Let's try... light blue. Like a little bit of discoloration, something, you know, there. I don't know. I'm picking things out of stuff on the side monitor. Dude, that is just vibrant as all heck down there. We really... This build is going to shine in the dark. You know, saying aura just makes people sound too people-pleasy. I'm a teacher, and mostly they're just saying 6'7". Yeah. Anytime I accidentally say 6'7", in a video, I really farm the comments, though. I still don't quite fully understand what it means, and at this point, I just don't care enough to bother. But all I know is that if I say 6'7" in a video, I'm gonna be guaranteed at least like 30 comments on it. And all the kiddies, all them kiddos who are saying it think that they're being so like, he said the thing, when in reality they're just like, it's pretty sad. It's like, it's pretty sad if you think about how much you can just, I know that I can just say something, or any content creator can just say something, and you will get the response. It's not even that like you have to try to get the response anymore. You don't even have to actively like put yourself out there to get the response and like go extra far on it. No. You just you'll just get the response by saying the thing. And all the kiddos are like, it's so funny, dude. I find that type of stuff hilarious. And like how just like the call and response and how easy it is to get the response and everything. Oh, it's so funny to me. They people just can't help it. Their little brains just 1 + 1 = 2. Gotta say the thing. They put the 1. I need to do the 2. I mean, we had the same type of stuff when I was a kid. I can't remember what they really are, but they're definitely the things. Actually, that can go back to orange. We're gonna do... You say epic fail a lot? Yeah, that definitely had its phase. Epic fail. Let's grab some... lever? Sure. Cool. Okay. Alright, we made it to the 2-hour mark of stream. We're still alive. Also, Wicca Stacy, thank you so much for the membership earlier. I appreciate you. So, I've noticed a lot with these brain rot trends is that people just flat out refuse to explain it. Yeah, but have you seen the lizard? He goes, lizard, 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 lizard. I don't, yeah. I see nothing wrong with the lizard. Just lizard, lizard, lizard. Kind of like the idea of this whole one here just being kind of... Oh, that does come through there. Okay, it'll be textured. Happy to be back at it again. Well, good to have you. We just send this whole thing around. Yeah, why not? Just to here. Nobody explains because nobody understands why it's a thing. That's also probably part of it. Okay. We need to... I'll actually finish off all this first. I would love to use a lot of stone just where we can, just to kind of have muted areas that we don't need to texture a whole lot. And I also know for sure I could be doing this a lot faster with commands, but sometimes I feel like I get to a point where I'm just like, I would just prefer to do it manually. I know it's going to take longer, but I just want to do it the way that I know is I just need to go around and place the little blocky blocks, and the blocky blocks will be in, and then I'm good. You know? Oh. I didn't realize I used pale oak up here. Maybe a plan comes together.
Pleased to meet you.
21 months.
YouTube side, thanks so much.
_F with up.
Hope you're doing well today. Yeah, I feel like that being like a whitewash up here, kind of sick. We'll texture it and everything and like grime it up and add some extra details, but I kind of like that. Just the lighter colors up there that we're getting. I think that really helps the ship pop out for sure, especially from like here. Really makes the ship feel like its own element instead of just being part of a thing. Yeah, I like that. Do you see what SB did? Oh, where he faked that he was dying and now he's coming back. I saw. I'm curious to see what he'll do. I felt like this is no hate towards SB. It's just something you can, like, I feel like artists can start to notice in other artists. But I was starting to feel like SB just didn't really have a direction. So I'm hopeful that this break that he took, and it's a little bit of time off that he gave himself, which is like so cool for himself that he actually was able to do that. Like, very proud of him for being able to do that. But I'm hoping when he comes back, he's got a little bit more of a direction for the content that he wants to make. Because I felt like his hardcore series, to me, was something that I was like, yes, just feels a little forced. I was starting to feel like he was making content because he felt like he had to make content, not because he wanted to make content. But just never something you want to see from somebody. That's not a fun way to be making things. Throw a little birch. A little polished diorite. I don't really want to do cherry. I'd rather go towards the whites. Maybe no concrete. But it's a little too clean. I'm excited for dinner tonight. Gonna be roast chicken thighs, rice, beans, corn on the cob, sweet potato, and kale. Dude, nice. Sounds yummy. Pale oak mushroom stem. Do some pale oak. That's probably a good call. I actually do have a decent amount of mushroom stem, so. Oh, dang it. Ah. Eh. Oh, missed that. I'm gonna need to do a lot of resource gathering for this, huh? Like, just like we're just gonna need a few blocks. Having a headache, trying to take it easy. Good on you for that. Headaches are the worst, man. Especially when you're just like, why can I not get this to go away? Oh, pigs. Alright. We'll add a lot more details and things to this. This probably could use some, honestly, we might just do like some gray wash up here. Do that, and little andesite. What's a good way to andesite to diorite? What's a good in between? Andesite to diorite. Oh. Wow. Wow. Look at that. Not the best. Just a little clay. No, clay, please. Gotta do it. You could work in some of the sandstone you wanted to regular down there for a little dirt, maybe more sand and smooth sandstone than regular. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Because the sandstone itself does get a little what would that be? Any like decent in-betweens I'm missing? Oh, it actually goes through birch. Birch? I guess there's... Yeah, there's a little hint of warmth around those bark bits. Get that down. Oh, and then in here, we could just do... like that. I don't know what I really want to do back in here. I feel like this needs a little... It needs just like a little shadow casting going into it. I don't know. Yeah, that little bit of sand in there does work out pretty well though. Tend to go regular sandstone as the darkest. Yeah. Oh, top birch, rock such. Oh, true. Yeah, I always get like, there's a few blocks in Minecraft or a few things in Minecraft that I'm just like, I can't unsee it. And one of those is like having the birch like that with like the circular bit to it. This is similar to bone, but it's like those hay bales I have a really hard time using the top for, and then like, or the sides for anything other than hay bales. And then a lot of the like a crafting table or like those I find a little really difficult to try and like use for anything other than what they are. Like I always struggle with that part a lot. There's a skull on top of the bone texture. Yeah, like there. Look at the little mouth. He's got a little mouth. He's got a little nose and eyes. Wow, yeah, there is. Just turn your head that way. Just go like that. I guess for you guys, it'd be going like that. My camera's a little flipped maybe, but it's fine. Maybe a little of that sand right down in here could be kind of cool. Like that, yeah. Okay, I like this. I did it again. I deleted the line I was working off of with all my details blocks. Keep doing it, man. Keep doing it. Bar. Ladder. Smoker. Maybe they're a lumen, maybe? Bar. Um. Just been loving doing little stuff like this. I feel like it, who knows really what it is, but I feel like it looks cool. I don't know, but it looks good. That's my answer. Interiors? Absolutely not. I love how people keep asking and I just keep being like, nope. Like, not even a chance at all. There will be zero chance of interiors happening. What we could do, because this is kind of hidden back here, I think they would kind of poke out. Like they're growing something underneath those lights right there. I don't know. That's kind of cool. It's not an interior, but it's a... Like, you'd never see it unless you're flying. Like, that's such a... You'll never see it when we're down at, like, the floor level. But if you're ever on top of the ship, you'd get like, oh, there's some plants over there. Yeah, mostly kidding. Yeah, no, that's... I'm not even, like, faking that there'll be interiors in this. Your buildings inspired me to get better at building, but I'm too scared of failure to try. If you learn something in the process, it is impossible to fail, is what I would recommend trying to get into your brain. Just because you're not happy with the end result does not mean that you failed what you're doing. If you are not happy with the end result that you have, maybe take that instead of, oof, I failed. Take that as, instead of that, I've learned what I don't like. Think about it that way. I tried something new here and I didn't quite get something that I liked. That's not necessarily a bad thing. It just means that you still need to maybe try and figure out the part that you do like. But you know a direction that you don't want to go in. And that is sometimes as helpful, if not, to me, sometimes more helpful than really not knowing what to do. Witnessed a murder. I don't like that they'll kill one and then they'll just like be homies. Like, bro, your buddy just got murdered by the pigs and you're just chilling. Oh well. Excuse me, pig. Sorry, pig. Excuse me. No, sorry. Please, out of here. Thank you. I think this is all going to end up just getting deleted back here. Like, I don't quite know what we want to do up into that point yet, so I'm just not even going to deal with it. Sucking at something is the first step to being kind of good at something. Yep, that is very true. I used to be a terrible builder. I'll like, my biggest thing that I always come to is whoever your favorite Minecraft builder is, whether that's me, whether that's somebody like Scar, whether that's somebody like Mythical Sausage, maybe it's Bars, maybe it's Jermsy Boy, maybe it's whoever, like, you know, there's so many builders out there. Go back and look at what they were creating a few years ago. That's the biggest thing. It's just like, go back and look to what I was creating even 3 years ago. Go back to look what I was creating when I started this series to what I'm making now. Go back to look at what I was creating in Hardcore Season 1 versus Season 2 versus Season 3. Even go back to the start of building with Flip. Like, see what's different in there. And you'll see that a lot, like nobody is that, like, nobody's so good at the game that they've been amazing their entire time. Look at the stuff I was posting in your Record a year ago even. Yeah, like, it's like Minecraft is a game about growing as a builder. Like, it's a game about, it's an art style. Like, it's an art skill. Nobody's going to be amazing at it in day one. And if they are, or if you have a friend who's claiming that they've always been a good builder in Minecraft, they're lying to you, dude. There's absolutely no way that everybody's been a good Minecraft builder their entire time playing Minecraft. There's absolutely no way that's possible. Yes. I don't know. What color do we want to make these top buildings? Need ideas. I'll leave that there for now. It's not the best, but it could work. I remember square hut to building castles in here. Yeah. I keep the top one more plain so they look smaller from distance. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm kind of thinking they just need to go gray. Kind of feeling gray with like some pops of copper. Like, we have the copper up there already. Just like put a little age on this copper, but then make all of the green just pop out as being a little gray. Koi Dragon, welcome on in. Yeah. Orange. I think green kind of looks nice. Y'all think green? I feel like the green pops out too much. The green feels distracting. Maybe we could do like a green grayscale, like mossy cobblestone and a little moss in it for some pops. But I don't know, man. I think I want to go stone to start. I feel like that gives the amount of attention I want up there. I feel like that's like the purple's just too bright. We gotta also figure out what this tall building is gonna be color wise. I feel like this, I kind of want to go with like tough or like even like deep slate. I feel like a dark tall building there could be kind of cool. Like, or maybe, yeah, probably like a basalt into some tough and everything. But yeah, if we do that mossy, you're saying like the dirtiness, that's what I was thinking too. Trying to get some grime built up into here. Grab some of our coral. Grab some tuff. This wall's definitely going to need some more detail to it. It's a little flat right now. But that's nothing we can't fix as we're working. Yeah. Don't like that, how stair-steppy that is, though. I think this needs a little lip around it here, too. Not a big fan of how flat it is. Do that. And that, where we had those little slabs, can just go and, there isn't nearly enough deep slate for a nether build. Meh. Don't need deep slate in another build. I think branching out and working with other people is one of the best ways to improve too. I've learned so much just from messing around with people. Yeah, that's why I'm like really excited for the bakery build event. I feel like it's a great opportunity for me to interact with a lot of people that
with Mog Swamp. Do you think building a Minecraft YouTube channel is worth it in 2025, or is it too saturated?
I think there's always a chance for people to come out and be successful in Minecraft YouTube. I don't think there's ever a time where you're too late. So I would say that's the big one for me. But Alex, thanks for the 21 months, dude. I appreciate it. Yeah, I would say it's harder, but I would not say it's impossible or oversaturated or anything like that. I think growing a Minecraft YouTube channel now requires a higher level of skill as a creator than it used to. Just because the market is saturated doesn't mean that nobody can get in. It means that the barrier to entry is still the exact same as it was before. Anybody can come out and record a video. The big difference that you're dealing with now is that you have people who are graduating from film school with full-on degrees in animation and film study and all that, and they're going in there and making YouTube videos and trying to do that. And so they're adding all of their cinematography skills and everything to it. But I don't think it's impossible for anybody. I think that's where when I got started on YouTube, you could pretty much just take 2 hours of Minecraft building and just slap it into Premiere, cut out the dead points, and publish that, and like trim it down to like 30 minutes and then send it, and that would be a good video. I do not think that that type of content succeeds anymore on YouTube. And that's why I think you're seeing a lot of older creators start to phase out, because they don't want to change to go to the newer style, which is more intentional editing, more skill in the editing involved. And you can still have a super chill Let's Play. You'll always see like the household names of like the Dan TDMs and whatnot, who are gonna, no matter what happens, they're gonna have successful channels. Like the Greens, the Mumbos, the Scars, like they're all gonna have successful channels as long as they're wanting to upload. But yeah, I think it's very much, starting YouTube now is more difficult than it was when I started YouTube, just because of how much more popular it has become for people to want to be a content creator. And we're really starting to see those first kids who, when they were growing up and they were in middle school and they were doing like teacher things, and teachers like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And they're like, I want to be a content creator. We're now starting to see those kids graduating college. And so they've spent their entire school career trying to figure out and learn skills to be a YouTuber. Whereas before, you'd get people like me who I went to school for game development originally and then realized that I didn't like programming. So I swapped to a business degree. I've never taken any classes ever on cinematography. I've taken a few art classes, and everything that I've learned, I've just learned on the fly as I've been going. So like there's a lot that I've been able to gain and like learn as I'm going throughout all this, but there's still the barrier to entry did not require as many skills as I think it does now. You know, I think deep slate on that might be a little too much. I want it to be darker though, but I don't like that it's the same as that. Good in between for deep slate and tough. So yeah, I would say I think it's very possible and very doable to start it. Ooh, that could look sick. Okay, wait a minute. How are these guys constantly? Oh, well, that's how they're spawning up here. We gotta fix that. By the way, did you ever see Sausage as a creative interpretation of your profile picture in the castle on Misadventures? No. Oh, no. Should I be scared? That's all spawn proof down there. We're good. Can you just... I think a lot of it is in the personalities of some creators, like those you name. They each have colorful personalities. They seem to draw people in. Yeah, I think that's a big part of it. Like your personality is definitely going to get you there, but there's nowadays a great personality is not enough to turn you into a success on YouTube, because you still have to play the algorithm game to even get eyeballs on your content for people to be able to be like, wait, I love this person. Like, they're so cool. Wow, this flip guy's so freaking funny. Oh my gosh. Like, but in order for my videos to get out there in front of people, there's still a little work that's got to go into it, you know? I first started watching you when you had 6,000 subs. A lot has changed in the years on YouTube, as well as your own skills. Oh yeah, I've changed a ton. Are you gonna try Pokemon Legends ZA when it comes out? Is that Switch 2? I don't have a Switch 2 yet. Yeah, no, me as like a person in life, I have changed so much since I've started YouTube. I started YouTube when I was 21, maybe 22, and now I am 31, and I am a completely different person. I think I've definitely learned a lot on the way, but I would also say I'm very happy with how much of a different person I am. I feel like I've grown a lot, but yeah, I would say it's fair to say that I'm very, very different from when I started. Considering starting a channel, and the real kicker is that the content I want to make isn't going to be popular. I think this is okay, though. I don't really want to blow up anyways. If you're starting making content on YouTube because you want to be a full-time YouTuber, you're gonna fail no matter what you do. You need to start your career on YouTube with the goal of making fun videos that you yourself enjoy the process of making the video. If you don't physically, mentally, emotionally, whatever you want to say, enjoy what you are actively making on YouTube, you will never, like, the chance of you finding a lot of success on the platform is near nothing. Like and the big reason of that is that you will burn out and quit before you're successful, unless you
Pleased
just
to
get to
meet
be
you.
insanely lucky with something. Like you should always
Hey,
start
haven't
YouTube
been
with
able to
like
catch a
doing something you
stream in
want
a
to do.
while. Love the Foliage University, red heart emoji. I am excited to see what vibe this Nether will have.
Athena, thank you for the 38 months. I really appreciate it. Much more eloquent version of what I was saying. Yeah. I think it's okay to start YouTube without the goal of wanting to blow up. I never started YouTube with the goal of wanting to blow up on and become a full-time creator. I actually, when I started YouTube, my goal was almost purely to build a resume of showing like skills and like for as art goes and everything like that, and in like a 3D world of a way that I just enjoyed what I was doing, so that I could get hired on at a game studio. Like I had a family friend who old neighbor that just from being in the Seattle area, a lot of neighbors growing up were like Microsoft employees, and they ended up moving from Microsoft to moving to working at Blizzard. And I love Blizzard games. Not so much nowadays. Their new games haven't hit too hard, but like back in like 20, like before, like the teens, like the 2010s, Blizzard games were like the best that were coming out, dude. Like there weren't many video games better than the Blizzard games that were coming out back then. When you have like StarCraft 2, you got World of Warcraft back in the day, you had Overwatch when it originally released, you have Heroes of the Storm when it originally released. Like those are some of the best video games that were published during that time. Like they like owned the video game world. And so I really wanted to be able to work with a company because I loved MMOs, I loved all those things, and they were kind of the people who were making the thing. So I really wanted to join on with a company like that. And so when I actually started making YouTube videos, it was because I had a conversation with the family friend who worked there, and he said, we're looking for people who are kind of out of the box and look and like showing their art skills in different ways. And he's like, one thing that we had from somebody who got hired on recently, because he was just asking like what I've been up to, what I've been enjoying recently, and I was talking about how I'd been falling in love with building in Minecraft. And he was like, we actually just hired somebody on who had a crazy cool resume that they brought in, and like 80% of the builds, like the things that they showed us of their art skills, were them creating worlds in Minecraft. And so I was like, oh, I kind of do that, I know what I'm doing there. And so I kind of started it as that originally. I feel like that if you have the objective of blowing up, you might not be able to do content creation long term. No, not at all, because you're gonna plateau eventually, no matter what you do. Holly, welcome on in. I went to university in Victoria, BC. My friends got a job at Microsoft doing QA for Excel. Lost touch with her, so no idea how her career went. Yeah, there's anybody on the West Coast of the U.S. or Canada probably has some friend that has either been at Microsoft, Amazon, Facebook, Expedia, LinkedIn, Salesforce, any of the big tech on the West Coast. Like, it's pretty much impossible to not know somebody who works at one of those. Oh, you know, they're still spawning up here. That's where more are spawning in. You should take a lo-fi stream and just clean up every corner of your world you're liking. I want to do a stream soon where we just reset my ender chest. I think that might be next week. My ender chest is terrible, dude. It's so bad. It's just increasingly less and less organized as the time's going by right now. Are grades spawn proof? I feel like they are. Oh, no. I can go there though. Throw an anvil on top. How long you been standing? I don't know, half hour. Trying to use my standing desk more. Grates are spawn proof. Good. Good. What are we looking up here? Excuse me. I like that. I think getting those darker ones back there is pretty good. And I'm almost thinking some of these. Like, I'm kind of thinking, what is this called? Skulk? Skulk. I'm thinking we turn off the top. And then we just keep one. Yeah, just one person's home right now. Yeah. Yeah, that looks cool. I like that a lot. I'm pretty happy with how that's come together. What's that? Oh, shoot. Oh, all of that we did down there with the stone got... Oh, dang it. Okay, we need to redo this. Ah. Dang. It's annoying. We lost some of our mushroom. Is there a difference between the side and the back? No. Okay. They just need to be sideways. Alright, that's fine. I was like, why is that so dark? What did I do? Dang it. I watch many Minecraft YouTubers, but no one is good and as detailed as Flip. I mean, I wouldn't even say I'm the best out there. Now that's looking better. Yeah. That right here with that white pop up there, I feel like this building needs to be darker. Like as we come through here. Is my voxy off? It is off. Yeah, I'm happy with this. How do you explain the Cyberpunk city lore-wise in the medieval world? It is a different dimension. Fiend. Oh, we didn't redid the back of that. Do I care? No, I don't care. I don't care at all. I'll do this, though. You might get a glimpse into there. That we will never see. Okay, up here I would like to add a few more little machiny bits, I think, maybe to the sides of the buildings. More so... Actually, I feel like it's pretty okay. It's Especially because we'll probably have another building coming out here. Who knows what that'll look like. This back is dang. I think Flip would agree that for interior, sausage is amazing. Lots of detail. It looks great. Yeah, sausage has a really good eye for interiors. Something darker than with some white, so it still accents well. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Cool. Oh man, that feels really cool to be able to actually have some of these buildings finished. In the darkness, though, that's gonna look so cool. I know the new Wither Skelly farm is in the world, but we can at least like see like that eventually going around the entire thing. That's pretty sick. We're gonna have to figure out how it's gonna drop down into the pit, but for now I don't really care for dealing with that. What will happen if gas blows it up after I build it? We'll fix the gas issues as they come. Whenever I'm doing nether builds, I always gather extra resources, so when that dude pops up, I can deal with him. What was I thinking? I think I might call it there today. We've been going just about 3 hours, and I feel like my brain's getting a little tapped. I think I'm ready to go on and do some other stuff. It's been a late stream today, but we've got a lot of cool stuff. I feel like we're starting to get to the point where we have a lot of details that we can just like pinch and replace all over the area, and then yeah, it's looking pretty good. I like it. I like it a lot. Put a massive glass wall like underneath, maybe. I don't know what those are, but they look kind of fun. Yeah, this is good. I like the amount of detail we have on it. It's not too overly detailed. I don't like to really heavily cover everything, but we need a little bit of stuff in here to increase the vibe and the shape and like really kind of sell the story of it being a little bit more dystopia and wires and things all over the place. Flat for the stream not crashing. I know. Thank you. Woo! All right, my friends. Yeah, that's going to do it today. Thank you so much for hanging today. I really do appreciate it. Y'all been absolutely amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But yeah, that's going to do it today. And we'll be back on Wednesday with another live stream. And then most likely... not most likely. Thursday, there will be a video. And no stream Friday this week. We'll be back again on Monday. And be doing some stuff and seeing where we're gonna go with all that.
You're making the Nether more modern.
Making the Nether more modern. Yeah, it's different dimensions. So just kind of having fun with trying something new out there, but it's gonna be fun. Richie, thanks for the dono, dude. I appreciate you. Yeah, thank you all so much for being here. I'll send a raid out over on Twitch, see who we can find. But with that, my friends, I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye.